Channel 5, KSDK St. Louis. And now, Channel 5 Eyewitness News Update.
Do we have to tell you it's time to celebrate in St. Louis? We're going to the World Series. Good evening, I'm Dick Ford.
And I'm Karen Foss. The city of St. Louis and the baseball cards are in seventh heaven tonight. Mike Bush is here to help us celebrate. Mike?
Man, oh man, for the third time in the last 6 years, the St. Louis Cardinals are in the World Series. In Game 7 of the National League playoffs tonight, right-hander Danny Cox shut out the San Francisco Giants, a money pitcher in a money game, and boy, he got some help. Like in the second inning, 2 men on, Cards already leading 1-0. That's Jose Oquendo, way back, and you gotta love it. A 3-run home run for the guy they call the secret weapon. He's no secret anymore as the Cards win it 6-0. Let's go back to Bush now and Channel 5's Jay Randolph. Jay.
All right, Mike, and with me now is the man who caught these last 2 shutouts. And I want you to say to me what this means to you, because you've had a rugged season. You had injuries like many of the other players, and I look in your eyes tonight and I see happiness.
Well, I tell you, thank God, because I asked God so many times about this moment, and here I am, There have to be one of the most exciting moments in my life, because I can't even how the words to
you're shook up a little bit, aren't you? And you don't celebrate with your glasses on.
Well, I only need the glasses to hit, Thank Johnny Lewis to find out about there was something wrong about my eye.
Yeah, and you swung the bat much better.
Well, I did, I would see the ball real well. And also my teammate was, there was a great support that they gave me, they're always behind my back. And everybody just told me, you're going to have a great series, and this gave me a lot of comfort.
Everyone has talked about the job, of course, that Tudor and Daly and Worrell did last night. And now Cox comes back with this performance this evening.
Well, when Danny asked for the ball to Whitey Horses, I know we're going to have a good game because he's one of the tough guys, one of the tough pitchers in this ball club.
Give me a thought about what Oquendo did all season long. He played every position but catch, and tonight it was his big blast that really ignited the fuse.
Well, I tell you, the job that Jose Oquendo been doing the whole year is incredible. I never see a guy like him, because he ever played regular, he always come out of the bench, and he was doing the job, and today was a big blow, and I don't think nobody was expecting Jose Oquendo will hit the ball out of the ballpark tonight.
Dynamite.
That was great.
All right, thank you. Tony Pena, let's go now to the Giants locker room. Art Holliday.
Well, Jay, we're standing right outside the Giants locker room, and as you might imagine, it's a much more subdued scene. I'm standing with the tremendous pitcher of the San Francisco Giants, Dave Dravecky, pitched a shutout earlier in the playoffs. Dave, you've seen some of the pictures from the Cardinal locker room from out on the field. What are your emotions right now?
Well, it's kind of frustrating for us. I remember the feelings that I had in '84 when we had won it, and I know what they're going through over there, and it's a tremendous excitement for them. We've got an awful lot to really be thankful for. We've had a great season. The guys have battled all year and have played just super, and we played a great series. It's just unfortunate that we fell short, and you've got to give credit to John Tudor and Danny Cox. They had 2 outstanding pitching performances over there, and I think basically that was the key to their success.
As a pitcher, could you appreciate the performance not only of Danny Cox tonight, but John Tudor last night, your opponent? Back-to-back shutouts. Earlier in the series, the way you guys were hitting the ball, back-to-back shutouts seemed very improbable.
Well, certainly, they both came out and did what they had to do. In key situations, they didn't give in to the hitters, and we've got a very strong offensive ball club, and it takes an awful lot to shut us down. And they did an outstanding job, and you have to tip your hat to them because, in those key situations, they did what they had to do, and, because of those performances, they're in the position they're in right now, playing in the World Series.
Dave, because of the situation, coming this close and falling short, I know it might be difficult to reflect on what's happened to this franchise. 2 years ago, the Giants lost 100 games. Tonight, you were 1 game away from the World Series.
Certainly, this ball club has come a long way. With the changes that this organization has made, with the youth that we have on this ball club and with the blend of veterans, you know, I'm really looking forward to the future. It's going to be very interesting next season for us, and I think we're going to be contenders for a long time to come.
Okay, Dave, thank you for sharing your viewpoints on what happened to the San Francisco Giants tonight. Best of luck the rest of your career.
Thank you very much, Art.
Dave Dravecki of the San Francisco Giants, kind enough to come out and share some comments with us. Right now, let's go back to the studio.
All right, Art, thank you very much. Thanks to Jay, thanks to Tony Pena and Dave Dravecki. And so it's on to the World Series. Game 1 of the Mississippi River Series is set for this Saturday night at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. I'll be there to bring you back all the highlights and interviews you could ever want. And you got to love it. And we'll have more on all this. Plus, we'll go back to the locker rooms a little later.
Talk about class. Dravecki showed a lot of class right there.
Very gracious in the face of loss.
Yeah, really.
Of course, if you know anybody who's at tonight's game, don't bother to wait up.
Yeah, for lots of reasons. They'll probably be home late tonight. Deanne Lane is standing by now with a live report on some of the craziness. Deanne?
You got it, Karen and Dick. We've heard from the players. How about those fans? This is what it's all about. They never gave up, never say die. All they wanted was a chance at home. They got it, and the Cards are headed to the Metrodome and yet another World Series. They're going crazy in downtown St. Louis. Let's, for a few seconds, join in that celebration.
Awesome, awesome. I knew they were going to be here. I knew it. I knew it.
We were here last night, and we knew they were going to do it tonight. We're all the way to the series.
What about the Twins?
Oh, I don't know. We're doing it fine. The Cardinals are fine.
They're going to Minnesota. World Series bound. You got to love it. You got to love it.
And you can hear them right now. Bring on the Twins. Bring on the Twins. And you gotta love it. These aren't the only fans celebrating right now. There are an awful lot of fans celebrating in West County at Clancy's, as a matter of fact. That's where John Pertzborn's at. Let's join him now live for his celebration. John?
That's right, Deanne. I can barely hear anybody right now. And I'm happy to say that. I have never seen anything like this in my life. These folks started piling in here about 4:30 tonight, but the real party started at 8:05 when Jose Akendel hit that home run. And these folks, the folks that you're looking at right now, including this little puppet man in front of me, have been cheering and waving and carrying on ever since, and I'm sure they will continue to do so. I'm a little worried right now. I'm on top of a table. This is not ground level, and some of the folks are climbing up on the table with me. Hopefully the thing won't break. Let's talk with some of these people. I don't know if you can see the fan. How you doing?
Outstanding World Series, here we come! Yeah!
Anybody here going to Minnesota?
Minnesota versus Missouri!
We want the Twins!
We want the Twins!
It was great!
Go, go, go. You know, in Minnesota, they have a new slogan. From what I understand, it's polka to the playoffs. That should give you an idea of what we're going to be up against. This will give you a good idea of the fans supporting the St. Louis Cardinals and what's going to happen when we head out there and take the series, just like we did in years past. Let's go back to the studio now. From Clancy's, I'm John Pertzborn reporting live.
All right, John, thank you very much. Well, some folks will be getting home late tonight, and some of it's because of normal traffic congestion, some because of an accident. There's an accident on Highway 5570 just a couple of blocks from Busch Stadium. A semi-truck carrying a barrel of industrial lead spilled its contents onto the highway right by the Memorial Drive exit. Police say it was the weight of the lead that was more than the trailer could handle. The lead broke through the bottom of the rig. Officials say they've had to close a portion of the road to clean up the mess. No one was injured in that accident, but it's bound to tie things up even more than expected on a night like this.
What a mess. Do be careful. Still to come, more of our live coverage of the NL Champion Cards.
But just ahead, a look at the day's other news, including our cover story series that's on public employees hardly working.
Synthetic motor oil. No matter what you drive or conditions you drive under. With mobile synthetic oil technology, there's no finer engine protection anywhere. Mobil One, on the leading edge of mobile motor oils.
You know, recently Bonanza restaurants came to me and said, Monty, we've got steak, chicken, and seafood dinners at great prices. But now we want to give an even better deal. Can you help us? No problem.
It's Bonanza's steak and all-you-can-eat shrimp dinner. A tender, juicy charbroiled steak, an endless supply of our tender golden shrimp, and the ever-changing all-you-can-eat fresh Tastix food bar.
Bonanza, you got a deal.
Steak and all-you-can-eat shrimp for a great low price from Bonanza.
A lunchtime explosion rocked a crowded Chinese restaurant in San Francisco today. Glass and debris showered a busy Chinatown street as customers and workers fled the popular restaurant. The explosion touched off a 3-alarm fire. As many as 25 people were injured, 5 of them critically. Fire officials are investigating the cause. There's speculation it may have been set off by propane stored near the kitchen. And the Missouri State Fire Marshal is still trying to determine what caused an explosion at this home in Jefferson County. The blast was so powerful that the home's owner, Carl Lambert, was blown 20 feet from the front door of the house. Lambert's in critical condition tonight at St. John's Mercy Medical Center. He has 2nd and 3rd degree burns over 60% of his body. The explosion set a neighboring house on fire, and both homes are total losses.
St. Louis prosecutors now expect to try again in January to bring Anthony Leisure to trial for a 1981 car bombing murder. Jury selection came to a halt in St. Louis Circuit Court today when Judge Robert Dowd declared a mistrial. Both prosecutors and Leisure's defense attorney argued that an article in today's Post-Dispatch prevented them from picking an impartial jury. Leisure is accused in the killing of George Sonny Faheen at the Mansion House. The editor of the Post-Dispatch defended the article.
I would certainly expect the court to take precautions, which it apparently failed to do in this case, to insulate either physically or through whatever means it finds appropriate jurors from material that it doesn't wish the jurors to see.
It's obvious that the selection process was going on and that new jurors were being brought in today that hadn't been admonished not to read the papers. We had 120 people due in this morning, and now we just can't take the chance that they've not been exposed to it.
Rogers also says the mistrial is going to cost the state a lot of money.
Well, this is the time when the state of Missouri highway crews are wrapping up repair work before the winter weather moves in. During our 2-month probe into government employee work habits, Eyewitness News checked on Missouri road crews. Channel 5's Rich Eisman is here now with part 3 of his cover story series, Hardly Working.
Dick, as you are about to see what a difference a camera makes. When we asked the Missouri Highway Department to show us how they repair roads, we saw some of the hardest working people around. Unfortunately for taxpayers, we discovered that's not always the case.
We never get caught up completely, you know, that we've never ran out yet of potholes to patch.
A Missouri Highway Department work crew repairing the bridge deck at I-70 in Riverview. Jackhammers are pounding, brooms are sweeping, and shovels are scooping as the crew demonstrates a typical workday. Or is it? We asked for the demonstration after spending 2 days watching Highway Department work crews in action. While we watched, we videotaped with a hidden camera in an unmarked van. Remember that hustling work crew at I-70 in Riverview showing what they said was a typical workday? 48 hours earlier, we watched another bridge deck crew made up of many of the same people repairing bad pavement on I-70 at East Prairie. The effort was considerably different. Instead of broom sweeping, brooms were twirling. And when there was sweeping taking place, others were leaning on their shovels. At 10:04, a young woman walked by, eliciting this response from one of the workers. 15 minutes later, the jackhammer was going. Meanwhile, the other 4 members of the crew stood around and watched. At 10:55, the man running the jackhammer took a smoke break. And again, the other 4 members of the crew stood around and watched. By 11:40, the holes were cleaned out, and the next step in the repair procedure was underway. 1 man worked, 1 man sat, and 2 men stood. Standing around like we saw at a Blanchette Bridge project, and viewed again during shoulder work on Highway 40.
I don't actually get that many calls, you know, that the guys aren't working, stuff like that.
Are you basically happy with the setup you've got here, the way you're able to do things?
Yes, sir. It runs pretty smooth.
Now, Missouri road workers make between $7 and $9 an hour. Even though there is no union, one of the workers told us there is job security. Tomorrow night, sewer district employees begin their day by spending half an hour at McDonald's. Dick?
Okay, Rich, thank you.
Well, one guy we know is working hard. Bob Richards ahead with the weather.
And plus our continuing live coverage on the pennant-winning Cards.
Here's another look at what Ozzie can do besides turning double plays. He's been the middleman on 3, up the ladder to take a line drive, pop it up, and convert it into an out, and take a base hit away from Jeffrey Leonard. Otherwise, Leonard is 3 for 3.
I guess not if we can for just...
This Pantera's Pizza beat Pizza Hut's Pan Pizza in a recent St. Louis taste test. To St. Louis, I say thank you. To our competitor, I say, nya, 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 nya.
This week at national supermarkets, get lower prices plus double value for manufacturers' coupons. Also this week, tender lean fresh rib half pork loin, just $1.19 a pound. Dole Golden Ripe bananas, now 3 pounds for $1. Save when you serve refreshing Peebly Light milk, just $1.79 a gallon. Delicious National Cottage cheese, a big 24-ounce carton, only $1.28. Remember, lower prices plus double coupons through October 18th. Shop national supermarkets.
I started this business with 2 employees and a horse. It was 1931, but by 64, we automated and expanded output.
To where I came in. Increased margins, added markets, so that when my son Martin gets a little older, he can be...
Zarkon, Emperor of the planet Mung!
Illinois has always been a state where a business can prosper for generations. Call us. We can help.
Martin, can we talk?
How about annual deductibles?
Not with PHP.
You mean I don't have to pay $100 first?
Nope. PHP starts paying right away.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. You'll feel better with doctors you know.
Now, Cardinal fans were told to be on their best behavior tonight following several incidents during Game 6.
So let's go back to Deanne Lane now and check on that story.
That's right, if we can, Karen and Dick, on a serious note for a couple of minutes here. We're told there are about 130 police officers patrolling the immediate area around the stadium. There have been some reports of car break-ins. We have witnessed a couple of arrests behind us. It appears to be for disorderly conduct. For example, some of the fans were jumping up and down in the parked vehicles behind me and trying to climb some of the trees also that you can see behind me. They made several precautions, took extra precautions in light of a big win tonight. The most controversial, perhaps, the banning of the cowbells. Perhaps you can hear some of the cowbells now, but that didn't seem to bother too many of these fans.
Anywhere you looked within the sea of red, you could find them, the home run towels. They're not as loud or dangerous as the long-lost cowbells, but that's the way Bush management wanted it. Game 6, Cardinal fans got a little carried away with the bells. So tonight, the stadium enforced its policy prohibiting metal objects. These signs were set up as well as additional trash cans. Employees were ready to confiscate hundreds of bells as fans approached the gate, but that wasn't the case.
Well, we weren't supposed to bring anything like that tonight.
You weren't going to try to sneak it in, huh?
No, no.
Oh, no cowbells.
No cowbells? What do you...
Just my horse bell.
What do you think about that, though?
Oh, that's okay. We'll make enough noise without the cowbells.
We left it at home, but we bought our Chicago Bears hat.
Oh, we're going to football game.
And you gotta love it. Once again, the celebration continues downtown. You see all the fans there. They don't plan on going anywhere for quite some time. I'm going to continue to follow the story for you from right here, right now. Back to you, Karen and Dick in the studio.
Okay. Tonight was a lucky night for the Cards, of course. We won, but maybe it was a lucky night for you and some other folks, too. Here are the winning numbers in the Illinois Lotto 7 game. 3, 6, 18, 20, 22, 25, and 32. Again, those numbers are 3, 6, 18, 20, 22, 25, 32. The estimated jackpot, $6 million. That's almost as good as a championship.
If that person's a Cardinal fan, they are really feeling good tonight. Bob, it's hard to think about anything but the Cardinals win tonight.
We've been doing, we've just been studying weather all night.
Yes, I noticed.
I've seen you studying the weather
watching
you. It was a great night. You know, one of the things that the home fans that were watching the telecast didn't see was, you know, because of this Marv Albert incident last night, Marv Albert was on the field before the game for this pregame show, and they were all taunting him, Marv, 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 and they were waving thermometers at him. It was great.
Let him know what that St. Louis weather's really like.
Thank you. Okay. Did you buy that? All right. Anyway, great night for St. Louis and Cardinal fans all over the country. Let's go back outside into the celebration outside Busch Stadium. Deanne, whoop them up for me, won't you? Get them active. It's a festive crowd in front of Busch Stadium tonight, and the weather certainly did cooperate for the entire series here in St. Louis. Hopefully it will for the World Series as well. We have clear skies downtown. It is a warm one near Busch Stadium, but out at the airport, partly cloudy. Still relatively mild for this time of the night. It's 60 degrees, humidity 44%. Winds are out of the southeast at 10, the barometer steady. Our high temperature reached 71 after a low this morning that dropped down to 45 degrees. Now we're going to take you back in time right after Game 6 in St. Louis. Skies were generally clear. We'll now go up close into the Midwest and put the satellite pics in motion. A lot of clouds to our northwest. But as I mentioned earlier this evening, these clouds had a bark worse than their bite. The clouds are mainly high and middle-level clouds, just producing a few spotty rain showers over the plain states. As close to us as Kirksville this afternoon, but weather remained dry over most of the area. And this evening, not much happening here, but a lot of moisture still continues to stream in from the southwest, and that's producing all the cloud cover. And yes, a wide swath of mostly light to moderate rainfall all the way from the desert southwest back into the state of Minnesota, northwestern Iowa, all along a frontal zone that divides warm air that's over us and cool air that's over the northern plains out to the western part of the country. Now, we'll put the weather maps in motion. By tomorrow afternoon, things will still remain dry here. Rain will continue out to our west, and with high pressure to our east and a southerly wind, high temperatures tomorrow will warm into the upper 60s to low 70s, 80s to the south. The only cool readings will be over the northern plains, but they're not even that cold, only into the 50s. Now, tomorrow night and Friday, this frontal zone will gradually approach the area. I think that by Friday afternoon, it will be right on the doorstep. We will then see just a few widely scattered showers. Now, they'll end this weekend, and we've been talking about a change in the weather pattern. Of course, it means a change in the jet stream, and by the weekend it will rise to the north, allowing the cold air to remain over the northern tier of states. A warm-up will begin over the southland, and that will spread into the two-state area, so temperatures will gradually recover. I think we've seen at least a temporary end to the cool weather pattern we've seen of late. For the next few hours, then, skies will remain partly cloudy. Overnight lows tonight will drop down to 49 degrees under a light southerly wind. Tomorrow, much like today, a lot of high clouds or middle-level clouds, but no rain to report tomorrow. Sunny to partly sunny skies with a high temperature of 72 under a push of a southerly wind to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow night's weather, call it partly cloudy and mild with overnight lows down to 51. For the next 5 days, check out the forecast as we take you right on into the weekend. We'll sashay right on through Sunday and Monday with a chance for rain Friday in the form of a scattered light moderate rain shower. Nothing heavy. By the weekend, things dry out. Our next chance of rain, perhaps, big question mark, late Sunday or Monday, but highs will remain in the upper 60s to low 70s with lows at night from the upper 40s into the low 50s. Way to go, Cards. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll update the weekend forecast.
Okay, and Mike Busch is next, and he'll have more on the World Series bound Cardinals. What else?
Is there anything else, including a live report from the locker room? Do stay with us.
Line drive, base hit. In comes Oquendo. In comes Coleman. Smith to third. 6-0 St. Louis.
There's only 2 times I ever wear boots. When I'm working and when I'm not working.
Then visit Walmart's annual boot event for special savings on all kinds of boots, like men's leather insulated boots with padded collar, just $26.84. And when work's far away, these fully insulated sport boots with speed laces, just $15.84.
2 things I know about boots. When to wear them and where to buy them.
Find extra savings now during Walmart's boot event. Don't miss it.
That's the Walmart way.
Introducing Jefferson City's newest hotel and largest convention center. 2 blocks from the State Capitol building. Experience the special luxuries of Capitol Plaza Hotel. And for your banquets, our convention center serves up to 1,500 people in one room. Capitol Plaza Hotel. Call 1-800-338-8088 for reservations. Capitol Plaza Hotel. Another exceptional John Q. Hammond's hotel.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis, tomorrow and every weekday.
I'm Jennifer Blome. Tomorrow morning on Today in St. Louis, how to pack for a 3-week vacation in one carry-on bag. A new concept in clothing makes it possible. We'll show you tomorrow at 6:30.
Hey, St. Louis, have you heard the latest?
They score! Ramage scores! The Blues
There ain't no need for me to be a wallflower, 'cause now I'm living on blues power.
Blues Power. Get charged at the arena this season. Call 781-5300.
Oh, we're having so much fun here.
How about that?
Why not? Why not?
You gotta love it. I know I've said it before, but it has never been more true. You gotta love it. For the third time in the last 6 years, the St. Louis Cardinals are the champions of the National League. Tonight, everybody came through. A big home run by Jose Kendo, of all people. Willie McGee, Tommy Herr with some big RBIs, and in the middle of it all, a shutout pitching performance by Cards money pitcher Danny Cox. For another look, let's go to Busch. The Busch Stadium crowd was the 10th man again tonight. The sign said, you gotta love it. And they did in the second. 2 out for Willie McGee, and he drills the first pitch into a hole. Base hit. Pendleton scores. It's 1-0. The next man, Jose Kendo, way back, deep to left. It's gone. A 3-run shot. Look at Tony Pena. Yes, 3-run score, and it was 4-0 Albertos. Meanwhile, Danny Cox was throwing goose eggs at the Giants. Here he strikes out Bob Brenly. And how about Jeffrey Leonard, the MVP of the NLCS? Well, he got a couple of hits, but here in the 6th, Ozzie Smith goes way up, knocks the ball up in the air, and it comes right back down to him. Tough luck, Jeff Leonard. The Cards get a couple more runs in the 6th. Tommy Herr rips it right up the middle. Kendo will score. So will Vince Coleman. It is 6-0 St. Louis. That held up until the 9th. Danny Cox against Chili Davis, and here it is. Listen to it one more time.
Vince Coleman, Minnesota bound.
Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. A time to celebrate. Cards win 6-0, win the series 4-3, and it's on to Minnesota. All right, let's go back to the Cardinal locker room now, and Channel 5's Jay Randolph. Jay.
All right, Mike, and I've been enjoying those highlights for the 2nd or 3rd time along with Tommy Herr. That's fun, isn't it?
Sure is. You know, we don't get to watch it while it's happening, obviously, so I'm sure we'll all watch it about 4 or 5 times tonight, too.
Tom, the celebration has been a very happy one. It's almost like, wow. Yet it's a little more subdued than I remember.
Well, it's an awful lot more subdued than the last one we had when we clinched our division, and that's good, I think. We may be a little bit tired. This was a long, tough series for us, and also I think we realize that we've still got 4 more games to win. We're entering a World Series, and we're up against a very tough team, and we got to go start in their ballpark. So I think we're getting ready for that already.
I talked to you here 2 nights ago, and you said, I'm trying to focus on really getting into this game. And that apparently worked very well for you and the club. They did focus on what they had to do, and of course got great pitching along with it.
Well, yeah, that good pitching will make the focusing a lot easier, I'll tell you. You know, I had a real bad series the first 5 games, and after the 5th game I decided that I wasn't going to talk to the media, and I felt I just needed to concentrate on what I had to do to play a little bit better and help the ball club out, and instead of getting mixed up in all the same questions you hear day in and day out. So I think I was able to just reach down a little bit and come up with maybe a tad more concentration than I had earlier in the series, and a little bit more determination, and hopefully everybody did that. We knew coming home we had our work cut out for us, and we turned it over to John Tudor and Danny Cox, and they did it for us.
Tommy, here's your little one. Hi there. Hey, give Daddy a kiss.
Hey, love him, honey.
See you. It's a happy time. And Aaron, I think, is the good luck charm.
Aaron is wild.
Yeah.
He has cups of water he's dumping on everyone.
Well, watch out for him, believe me. Aaron, of course, is a young man who has meant so much to the club as a bat boy and is your son, and he loves baseball. One other question. Tell me your thoughts about the job that Whitey Herzog did this year. I mean, this is a banged-up bunch of birds, and you'd been given up for dead. I've said it time and time again, and every time they gave you up, you were back in there and you won when you had to.
That's true, and that comes from Whitey's leadership, and I also think it comes from the leadership of the everyday players, guys like Ozzie and myself, and and Jack and Terry Pendleton and Willie, guys that go out there and really encourage the guys that are filling in for the injured players. And Whitey shows a lot of confidence in players. He's not afraid to throw guys in there in the heat of the battle, and they responded for him this year, and he deserves a lot of credit for that.
Well, I'll make you happy. Maybe it'll bring us good luck. I'll call you the consummate professional one more time.
Okay, from Lancaster, PA.
From Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Tommy Hurt. Tommy, thank you. And let's join Art Holliday once again. Art?
Well, Jay, I'm standing next to the man they call the thrill in San Francisco, Will Clark, the tremendous first baseman of the San Francisco Giants. Will, what's going through your mind at the moment, coming this close and falling short?
Well, first of all, a lot of people in this room here had great years, and you know, it's just unfortunate it had to end on a note like tonight. We got to keep our heads up and look forward to next year. Got to also congratulate the Cardinals. They did a hell of a job. They had their backs against the wall, and they came out scratching and clawing, and I tip my cap to them.
When you had the 3-2 lead, I know most of the guys in the locker room were very careful not to say anything to fire up the Cardinals, but in the back of your minds, did you feel like you had the advantage and the series was yours to win or lose?
Well, the thing about it is, I think at that point in the series, it was sort of dead even because, you know, we had a little momentum, but we were coming back to St. Louis where they had all the crowd support and the fan support, and they played better on national turf at home. So I think the momentum and all that sort of stuff was pretty much dead even, and it's too bad we came out on the wrong end.
Of course, Danny Cox and John Tudor both came back from injuries this year. Cox really, until the playoffs, really hadn't pitched that consistently. John Tudor had pitched fairly well, but the way you guys had hit the ball, back-to-back shutouts, didn't really seem likely.
Well, that just shows you what kind of pitchers they are. They're very gutty performers, and they went out and did their job when they had to. Like I said, they had their backs against the wall, and no better time to throw the 2 shutouts. But at the same time, you know, we kept battling. We had the runners in scoring position, and we had a chance to break open a few innings, but they turned a few double plays. So like I said, this has been an interesting series, both fan-wise. I don't think anybody could have got any more money's worth than what they saw out here. I think they saw 2 great teams battling it out for 7 games, and it's just too bad one of them had to lose.
One quick question. All the abuse that was directed toward Jeffrey Leonard, he seemed to thrive on it. At least that's what he said publicly. Was that a distraction for the rest of the team at all?
I don't really think so. I mean, you know, if the fans want to solo out a person and pick on them, that's fine, dandy. You know, if Jeffrey liked it, that's no problem. But for me, it wasn't any big deal. What the big deal was having 2 shutouts thrown back-to-back against me. Guys came in there, and when they needed to, they made the great pitches. And like I said, you got to tip your hat to them.
Okay. We tip your cap to you, Will Clark. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Will Clark, first baseman of the San Francisco Giants. He's had certainly some high points in his career. A member of that tremendous '84 Olympic baseball team. Tonight, the San Francisco Giants fall 1 game short. The baseball Cardinals are the National League champions. Mike, back to you.
Okay, Arthur, thank you very much. And let's go back to the other side and Jay Randolph with tonight's star, Danny Cox. Jay Bird.
Tonight's star, you are right, and his star shines brightly over Busch Stadium in the baseball world. Here's the man who did the job, originally born in England. I think only the third English player or third European player to ever pitch in a World Series. And of course now tonight, this shutout victory, Danny. Well, I'm really at a loss for words to say anything, but I know how much you wanted the ball tonight.
Jay, I did. You know, it's a situation where I didn't do well in Game 4. I lost. You know, people said you pitched good, but you lost. That's the bottom line in a game like this. Is whether you win or lose, and I lost, and I wanted to make up for it. I wanted to redeem myself, and tonight was fantastic. I can't even explain what happened. I was standing on the on-deck circle, and I saw Jose take a swing, and I saw the ball flying out to left field, and I was looking at it. I didn't know if it was going to go or not, and then I saw it bouncing around up there near the concession stand, and that was a great feeling there. I was watching people cross home plate, and I said, I want to make those runs stick, and fortunately, it worked out for all of us.
You shut them out tonight, Tudor last night. What a way to end up this league championship series.
You're not kidding, Jay. They're a tough ball club. They got a lot of big boppers over there. They got anybody in that lineup that can hit a home run, and John did a super job tonight. I mean, he only had 1 run to work with. I had 6, so I had a little leeway. If I give 1 or 2 up, you know, I still got a lead. But you know, this is what it's all about, and we came together as a team. We reached down inside us a little bit, You know, we were down 3-2, and we had a little team meeting, and we said, you know, guys, let's reach for it. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. And we went out there, and we got the best results.
Well, I think Ozzie was talking with me about that team meeting, and it must have been a meaningful meeting for all of you fellows, because you again showed your professionalism.
Yeah, I think it was something that we all were thinking, but nobody wanted to say anything about it. You know, it was that type of thing. But
the Giants had done enough talking, hadn't they?
Well, you know, that's their business. That's
right.
What they want to do. But you know, we just want to do our business on the field. We're not that type of ball club. We don't like to knock nobody. We respect everybody. And you know, if you go out there and you play your game, then you don't care what the other teams do. And you know, we went out there and we played our games. We kept our heads about us, and we did what we had to do in order to win.
I know the fans thank you. Your mother was here to watch this tonight.
Oh, yeah, she was. My mom and my sister and my girlfriend, and they doused me in champagne earlier on. I couldn't get even with them because they're all dressed so nice.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Jay.
Danny Cox, the man who was on the mound all the way tonight.
And thank the fans of St. Louis, because these last 2 games, they were super. They came through for us, and you know, there's not enough that can be said about them. They really kept the Giants at bay and kept us going, and you know, I want to say thank you.
All right, P.S. I love you. There it is. All right, I want to say one final thing before I leave and go back to you, Mike. We send our best wishes to Doggy Lynch, who for 50 years has worked right behind me here in front of this clubhouse, and who couldn't be here the last couple of nights, but I know he's watching. And Doggy, we all miss you and hope you're getting well. Okay, Mike.
All right, Jay, thank you very much. Thanks to Danny Cox, to Art Holliday, and everybody over there. I have just a couple of things to say. First of all, Whitey Herzog is not only the best manager in baseball right now, he is one of the best managers in baseball history. Now, I know those are big words, but in this day and age, when you can take a team to the World Series 3 times in the last 6 years, and you win 3 division championships with the Royals before you even get here, that's evidence to back up what I say. In my mind, no matter what happens in the World Series against the Twins, this is Whitey's finest hour. Tudor, Cox, Clark, Pena, McGee, almost every key player on this team has been injured at one time or another. And yet with guys like Matthews, McGrain, Ford, Morris, Dreesen, Lake, and all those guys on the bench and up from Louisville, the Cardinals are going to the World Series. If he's not careful, they're going to canonize Whitey and change St. Louis to St. Herzog. Whitey, you gotta love it. All right, quickly to football. More than 100 players crossed the NFL picket lines today, including big names such as Lawrence Taylor, Eric Dickerson, and John Stallworth. Also crossing 3 Cardinals, Jim Gallery, John Preston, and Travis Curtis. There are some reports that the 2 sides are finally close to an agreement that would get all the striking players back to work. But Union Chief Gene Upshaw said tonight that the football strike will continue. Now, it sort of got put on the back burner because of the Cardinal game, but the Blues had a big game tonight as well. The Blues were in Chicago playing their arch rival, the Blackhawks. Let's go to Chicago Stadium. We'll pick it up early on, a typical Blues-Blackhawks game. Jocelyn Lemieux and Bob McGill going at it right there. In the first period, Blues on the power play. Doug Gilmour will score, and that cuts the Hawks' lead to 3-2. In the second period, Tony McKegney scores his first goal as a Blue Note. It came off the rebound, and it is 3-3. But early in the third period, Chicago's Doug Wilson comes through for the Blackhawks. He'll get a pass at the left point, and his slap shot will beat Greg Millen right there. Blackhawks take the lead 4-3. They go on to win it. The final was 5-3. The double tonight from Fairmount numbers 3 and 6 worth $136.80. And for the Bush Leaguer tonight, not that I like patting myself on the back, but let's take you back to 6 o'clock tonight for this prophecy. All right, Jose Akendo, thanks for joining us. He was the hero last night. He might be the hero again tonight. You just never know. You just never know. He turned out to be the hero with that big home run, and you gotta love it.
Our clairvoyant sports day. Hasn't it been a great day?
It's been a tremendous day, and more days to come.
I'll say.
Nice tribute from Cox to the fans.
Excellent.
Special
Absolutely.
relationship between St. Louis and his fans. Terrific. And ahead, we will have another salute to those high-flying Redbirds.
Can't have enough of them. Stay with us.
2 out in the ninth, 6-0 St. Louis. High fly ball to shallow left. Vince Coleman, Minnesota bound.
Conrad Dover, you reading about the Cardinals, right?
Wrong. I'm reading your more automotive ad. Best selection, best prices, best financing. You can't lose.
Drew Pearson, you're reading about the Cowboys, right?
No way. I'm reading the More Automotive Leasing ad. It makes more sense for me to lease. Buy! Lease! Buy! Lease!
Wait a minute, guys. Can't you agree upon anything?
Sure can. More Automotive. They don't beat the other guys' prices. They crush them. Cowboys!
At Sims, we want you to know about our store on Manchester, just east of Brentwood Boulevard. Sims is the off-price representative of over 200 designer and brand names in men's, women's, and children's clothing. At Sims, you'll never see the word sale. We're off-price all the time. There's never a reason for a sale. We open October 22nd on Manchester, just east of Brentwood Boulevard. At Sims, an educated consumer is our best customer.
It's new. It's Shoney's. Sizzling chunks of steak or chicken with lots of Mexican goodies. All rolled up in a soft flour tortilla. Only $4.49 at Shoney's.
Get ready, Florissant, St. Charles, and Crestwood, announcing the grand opening of 3 more Best Buy Superstores. Now, St. Louis has 6 exciting electronics and appliance superstores. Now more of Metro St. Louis can enjoy our huge selection, great service, and guaranteed lowest prices. And grand opening prices are good at all Metro area Best Buy Superstores. Look for the special inserts in your newspaper and shop Best Buy Superstores. Grand opening now in Florissant, St. Charles, and Crestwood.
Well, we want to continue to savor this victory, so let's check in one more time with Deanne Lane.
She's still standing by outside Busch Stadium.
You're
Deanne?
looking at all the fans. The fans right now are surrounding the exit that the players typically use. Perhaps you can see the doors there. They're waiting to congratulate their players and thank their players for another outstanding season, congratulate them on winning the pennant. You talked about what Danny Cox had to say. That was just super. The fans do deserve it. Perhaps it'll be a chance for some of the players to also thank their fans and congratulate their fans. From where I am at right now, it's very difficult to assess any kind of damage or how many arrests there have been in the immediate downtown area. Still a lot of people down here. I see a lot of cars with a great deal of damage. Fans have jumped up and down on top of the cars, a lot of them with a great deal of dent. The police continue to patrol the area, but it will be some time before this celebration dies down in the streets of St. Louis. That's it for now. Reporting live from just outside Busch Stadium, Deanne Lane, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Deanne.
Thank you.
Well, tonight's game did clinch it for St. Louis for the 3rd time in 6 seasons. The Cardinals are National League pennant winners.
And as we leave you tonight, we want to leave you with another look at the highlights from tonight's wildlife at Busch Stadium. Good night.
I'm wearing my perfect shine.